Welcome back. We're still reviewing the Punch. So I have the major headline here. I'll try and make it very brief because of time. So the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has declared that he derives joy in stepping on toes of powerful people who commit infractions against property regulations like non-payment of ground rent in the nation's capital, Abuja. So he had to say this while he had a media parley. And he insisted that the defaulting owners, including his own party, must pay the outstanding ground rent or face consequences. And he went ahead to accuse the predecessors, including the current Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, of lacking the courage to compel political bigwigs to comply with payment obligations. That's on one side. He said now he's doing it differently in the FCT. He's going to be working, and anybody that is caught with those infractions will suffer for it. Then he went ahead to talk about Amechi. They've been going back and forth, the former Minister of Transportation. He says that one made a comment somehow that he's hungry. He said, how can you equate hunger? You don't know what is happening in the country, that you are insulting Nigerians. How dare you say you're hungry? That you're only hungry for power. Because you have been, he now started reeling out all the political appointments that Amechi has had. Now that he's just not in power from 2023, he's suddenly hungry. Then he talked about the president. He says he's going to support him, you know, to come back for 2027, that nobody can stop it. That if PDP thinks that they have energy, they should bring it on.
While still a member of the PDP.
He's still a member. They cannot even remove him or suspend him.
Nobody can remove him.
I'm telling you, he's in PDP, he's in APC.
I'm sure they are looking at.
They brought APC from.
I'm sure they'll be looking at the day he signed. They'll be looking at the form and be wondering what
particular day. When is it expiring?
Okay, which other stories?
I have human interest stories. So they said 3 members of a Nigerian cyber fraud syndicate have been sentenced to 5 years in an Indian prison after the court found them guilty of defrauding a teacher through an online scam. They say the way the story started was that they had, sorry, I have to get it. Okay, so the teacher says that, you know, she was approached by someone online, and he said that he was claiming to live in the UK, the person, and claimed that he got her information from a marital site. Like some people go on sites to
look for husbands.
Yeah, to look for husbands and things like that. I think it's a thing there, matrimonial site they call it. So, and then they began chatting over WhatsApp, and he told her that he had sent her a parcel and sent her a tracking link and a number provided, you know, where she can go and pick up the parcel. And from the number it showed that, from the link and everything, showed that the parcel was at the UK airport. And then, you know, they were following the thing, and then it finally came to Delhi, but she was unable to get it. And they said, for some reason, they said unpaid custom fees. Anyway, this person was able to convince her to transfer, according to Indian rupees, 6,30,000 rupees, 6,30,000 rupees over time, the payments that they made, yes. And when the parcel never came, he now realized, so this one thinks it can come and... Anyway, that's how she filed the report and investigations, and they caught 3 of them, 3 Nigerians, you know, and they are Nelson Chiga Gojimo, Francis Emeka, and Udala Chukudi were the 3 that were arrested, and they have been jailed for 5 years, which I think is rather...
Too small?
Yeah. 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, so I have the IATA story. They said the IATA decries.
Very kind of them.
Yeah, so the International Air Transport Association has expressed concern over the high operating cost of airlines in Africa. The IATA Regional Vice President, as Camille, revealed this at the ongoing 81st IATA Annual General Meeting in New Delhi, India. He revealed that African Airlines spent an additional 17% on fueling and 12 to 15% on taxes and fees, 10% on air navigation charges, and 6 to 10% of their revenues on maintenance. He also said that it's expensive to do business in Africa because of all of this. He said the continent is challenged with weak regional links. He said 80% of flights emanating from the continent are international. Most of us don't have the one originating from here. So he said that the IATA they mentioned some of the people who are owing and they blocked some funds. And he said 5 of such top debtors, some of the top debtors are, they mentioned all the countries, Mozambique, Cameroon, and all, but they said Nigeria is no longer on the list of those people owing. So he said that, he added that unless a deliberate effort is made towards addressing multiple taxation in the country, otherwise efforts made by the authority to develop the industry will continually fail on infertile ground.
All right, thank you. Daily Sun now, major headline, Wike opens up on Tinubu and Fubara. A judiciary workers' strike paralyzes court activities nationwide. Nigeria has no business being among hungriest nations, CISOB. Northerners who had opportunity failed to turn region to paradise, Sheikh Husani. My support for Tinubu not self-serving, Kalu. Reps tackle Wike officials over midnight exams. Western Sahara, UK considers Morocco's autonomy proposal. What do we have in the Daily Sun?
I have the one that says the headsman crisis, over the headsman crisis, that the army chief Oluyede has relocated to Benue over the incessant killing. And it says very good. It says the chief of army staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede, has relocated to Makurdi, the Benue state capital, over incessant killings of innocent villagers by herders and militia group. The killings, which is becoming almost a daily occurrence, had left many dead, several injured and maimed, several houses burned, leaving their houses homeless, and leaving many homeless rather. The army chief, who is worried by the endless killing, told the Sun and gathered that on Tuesday morning, accompanied by his principal staff officer, PSOS, and other top officers at the army headquarters to the state, to have a first-hand information and assessment of the situation on ground. And he said this is just as the COAS has ordered the deployment of more troops to the states to give the militia and other armed group terrorizing the people of the state the battle for their lives. And they also expected to visit troops' location and operational bases in the states to interact with the troops and to boost their morale and fighting spirit. And this is good, because at least there are a lot of times when we say the leaders are not stepping forward. So if the army chief can go to stay in Benue, it means that I think they mean business.
Okay. Vanguard. SSC stakeholders disagree with Wike NECO on use of CBT. I don't know who has the story. 61 killed, over 200 houses razed in freshman attack. Benue, we've done that. Which other stories do we have in the Vanguard?
Okay, so I have the...
Sun.
Okay.
So take your son. I thought we didn't have stories. So take your son. Let's go.
We have the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi. He visited Niger State, to commiserate with the governor on the flood, that has happened, the casualties. And he went on X and he talked about his visit. And he says that whatever affects anyone, any Nigerian anywhere, for him, it affects him directly. And that's why he went, to show his care and comfort and stand together with them in their time of grief and difficulty. And he said that he used the opportunity to ask federal government support agency and well-meaning Nigerians assist the good people of Niger State in ameliorating their suffering. He also used the opportunity to talk about the country and x-ray the economic situation in the country. He says Nigeria has no business being rated among the top hungriest countries of the world. He said that that Niger and Borno states have the potential to produce the food that the country needs and even export surplus. He said that sorry, I can't find it, but he mentioned a particular country that's able to do, Bangladesh actually. He said a small country that could produce 10 times the rice that is consumed globally. Why we don't have an excuse, why just Niger and Borno state can do that, and also export. And he mentions that he donated 20 million to the flood victims and asking all of us, well-meaning Nigerians to also, give their support where they can. Okay.
So another story in the Vanguard?
Okay, so I have the story of the SSC. They said the pronouncement by the Minister of Education, that's Dr. Tunji Alausa, that the SSC and NECO will now be computer-based as from next year. He said may have to be reviewed, simply because the reason is because most of the critical stakeholders, such as parents, students, university lecturers, and education experts, faulted the claim, saying the level of infrastructure in the country was far below what was needed to realize these government objectives.
Okay.
So he was saying that they are saying that he said that because when he said it was in the course of the inspection that he said starting from November this year, WAEC and NECO will conduct their external examination using the CBT model. But they are saying that because of the
lack of infrastructure in the schools,
yes, will not allow this to happen.
Yeah.
To be very difficult. But I'm saying that if are we going to continue with the paper and pen? It's not, at least
we'll have to still
we have to move with technology.
But
and he's now
let them tidy up.
Yes,
the one we've moved already.
Online.
Let them tidy it up.
Yeah.
They will not face the next phase.
Okay,
now we're trying to rush everybody into that thing. We're not ready.
I was writing exams. I wrote the exams, the CBT exam.
Okay.
So it's now time for at least people will start looking into it as a business opportunity and start having all of these centers for the exam.
You have a point there.
To open it up or
yes,
privatize
rent,
it.
Yes.
But of course, they now have to do double work so that it will not be exam malpractice.
Hey, wait, are you sure we're ready for it? Take your final story. And then we'll
my final story is based on health, and this one I like it because every other day we are doing some Oloruko naming ceremony, and this one says singing to babies improve their mood.
Yes,
maybe a lot of things that affected us from childhood is because they
did not
used to sing to us.
No, I beg to differ.
We didn't sing to you.
Hold on, please.
Africans, we
A
sing
recent
to
Yale
babies.
study has offered compelling evidence that the simple act of singing to infants can significantly elevate their mood, potentially offering a universally accessible, free tool for boosting their early childhood and well-being.
Yes,
the
Nigerians sing,
lullabies
but the
and
type of
everything.
songs we
Do they
sing
sing
might
to children?
not.
To their
They just sing
babies?
because they want to
they
sing.
used to sing. Go, no, yeah.
But you
Some
know,
people form songs.
Anyway,
specific songs that you
Specific,
sing.
that's what I'm saying.
It's not the one that
Specific
goes
songs.
When the babies
On
cry,
this
baby,
table,
don't
oh.
cry,
Don't
way
cry, don't
to
cry,
that.
don't cry.
Wait,
Even I know this song. I was taught in Igbo class. I know that
Baby,
song.
don't cry, don't cry,
Or you
don't
start doing that goes baby will not sleep.
No, nah.
Baby,
Is that what you
very
sang to your
annoyed.
own baby?
sing subtle
I don't want-
songs so that it will improve their mood.
Please, this is not, you will not preach this to Nigerians and Africans. Those are the kind of songs we do.
Those are the kind of songs
Please.
the children. How? Take a
It's
short break now.
Americans
When we
that do
come
rap
back,
songs
we move
for
on
their
to
baby.
the topics for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.